Okay, so on this one, I'm going to go a little bit quicker because I think we're pretty familiar, but I'm going to still do the same thing, ka, SOHCAHTOA, and I'm still going to be working with the so part only. I'm just going to have a slightly different part, remembering, here we go, so what did SOHCAHTOA mean? SOHCAHTOA meant the sine of an angle, and I'm going to call that x degrees, is equal to the opposite length of a triangle divided by the hypotenuse of a triangle. So we're going to shrink that down so we can have that here. And as your visual reference, let's put in a little picture of the triangle. So here we go. Here's a nice triangle. Of course, it has to be a right triangle. If it's not a right triangle, it won't work. And then we have an angle here, some angle, x degrees, and the side that's opposite the angle that's your opposite. So that means the length of this side from here to here is your opposite length. And then the side that's opposite that 90-degree angle, the side that's across from the 90, that is your hypotenuse. Okay, so that was a real quick 1 minute recap. So there you go. Now for the question, another way to use this thing. Let's pretend for a moment that we have a slide. So that same slide issue, except we know a couple of things. Let's say, for instance, that, let me get you a little picture. Here we go. So let's say that we have a slide, and we know that it is a right angle, and we happen to know that the thing is, I don't know, let's go 10 feet tall. Now, if you remember from the other one, it was 20-foot slide, but this slide's not 20 feet. This slide is actually 30 feet long. Well, that's a bad 30 feet long. So, I don't know, for whatever reason, the thing that I really want to know in this case is, what is my angle right here? What is that angle? Well, I don't know. So that's where we can still use that's the question right there. Same the so part, because I'm looking at the same three parts. I'm wondering about the angle, the opposite side, and the hypotenuse. Anytime you're looking at an angle, an opposite side, and a hypotenuse, you use this part, the so. So here we go. Let's plug it in. We know what all our parts are. Okay, so here we go. We have the sine of the x angle, I don't know what that x angle is equal to the opposite side, which is 10 divided by 30. Now I'm going to go ahead and use nsolve again, so I'm actually going to shrink this out of the way so I can now write in nsolve in front of it. And this time I'm looking for x. X is the variable in the equation, so I need a comma x here at the end. I'm going to press pause. Okay, so we're back, and I just typed this thing in, and big note, I used the degree symbol. I said x degrees. I typed it in exactly as it's written here, and it guaranteed give me the answer in degrees, which was 19.47 degrees. Now, if I didn't use this degree symbol, it would have given me a different number entirely. It would have given me the number 0.3398, which is very different. Now, that is actually a measure in radians. Radians we'll talk to later. It's another unit, like inches versus centimeters. They're similar, but they're not the same thing. Your calculator can work in degrees, like this, or in radians, like this. Degrees for most of Algebra 2 is where we should stay for now. So let's just talk degrees. So use the little degree symbol and life is grand. Now that we're only 4 minutes in, I'm going to go ahead and give you another question of the same slide scenario, except I'm going to give you, okay, so here's your slide. bam, 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 like that, and here you go. We know that this angle here, let's say this angle now is 47 degrees, and let's say that we know that this slide is 25 feet. So your job right now is to think about how tall is it? Remember, you have your opposite side here, your hypotenuse here, your angle here. You're still only using the SOH. So go ahead and figure it out and be sure to turn in your work.